Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Real Madrid have just defeated Borussia Dortmund 5-2 in the Santiago Bernabeu in match week 3 of the UCL. The UCL final rematch ends the same way that it did in Wembley Stadium back in May of this year, with Real Madrid walking away victorious once again. What the fuck was that game? Honestly, what was that? The hate watch was going wonderfully until it wasn't. The best way I can describe that game is a tale of two halves. Just polar opposite halves from both teams. And I wanna be angry that Madrid won, but honestly, I can't hate anymore, man. It's in their DNA. They call them second half FC, and it happened once again today. And that competition in that stadium, it's hard to beat them, bro. It's almost impossible to beat them. And for me today, like I said, it was a tale of two halves. Everything that was going wrong for Madrid in that first half went right for them in the second half. And everything that was going right for Dortmund in that first half went wrong for them in the second half. In that first half, Luka Modric looked like an old man out there. He needed a fucking cane on the pitch. That's how bad he looked. Lucas Vazquez looked terribly. Militao and Rudiger, that whole back line looked out of place. The front line wasn't doing anything. The team looked terrible. And on the other side, Dortmund, Julian Brandt was playing amazing. And Mecha looked like fucking prime Rodri out there. Jamie Gins was playing fantastic. Malin was playing great. Gurasi was playing great. Sule, Schlotterberg, the whole back line was playing so well, man. The whole team was playing amazing. That's why they were up 2-0 at halftime with two great goals. But then what the fuck happened in that second half? Nuri Sahin, you're a moron, man. It's like, have you ever watched football in your life? Have you ever watched a team play Madrid in that competition? Ask Thomas Tuchel. You cannot sub out your attackers too early in that stadium. You can't just play for the win that early. It's going to come back to bite you in the ass. It happened with Bayern Munich last year in the UCL semifinals, and it happened to you today. You're up 2-0. You have them on the ropes. You're playing way better than they are. They are not doing anything. They're not creating anything. They're not causing you any problems apart from that one chance that Bellingham had in the first half when he hit the post. Apart from that, it was all Dortmund. They were dominating that game. And 10 minutes into that second half, you take off Jamie Gittins and you bring on Anton. What the fuck are you thinking, bro? Playing 5 at the back with 50 minutes to go in the Bernabeu, you're asking to lose. There's no other way to put it. You're asking to lose. You fucked your team today. Those players, if I was a Dortmund player, I'd be so upset today with my coach. Nuri Sahin, you fucked it, man. There's really no other way to put it. I wish I could be nicer about it, but that's just the way it is. Every sub he made was worse than the other one. Bringing on Emre Can in 2024 to defend against Vinicius Jr. is crazy, man. It's insane. And Mecha in the second half looked terrible. Julian Brandt made one good tackle and then he was nowhere to be found. Schlotterberg looked like shit. Ryerson, all of them, they were terrible. Like I said, everything that was working for them in that first half completely disappeared in that second half. It was like two different teams. Did they swap out the Dortmund players at halftime with clones? What the hell was that? Again, man, for me, Nuri Sahin, I mean, you have blood on your hands after that game. And I don't want to take credit away from Madrid because trust me, I'm going to give him a lot of credit in this video. But man, you got to make it more difficult for them. You got to make it more difficult for them, especially in that stadium. You're up 2-0. You're playing some beautiful football. Both of the goals that they scored were wonderful. But then you take out Jamie Gittins. You bring on Anton. You bring on Emre Can. What are you thinking, man? Honestly, what are you thinking? Every sub that he made was worse than the last. Honestly, I've never seen one of the worst managerial performances I've ever seen in my life. In the first half, it was one of the best. I mean, the guy was out coaching Ancelotti. He was putting up a masterclass in the Bernabeu, Nuri Sahin. And then the second half, it was awful, man. Awful. The guy turned into Kikes at the end of that second half. Genuinely, he did. And I don't think when Rudiger scored that goal, I think everybody knew Real Madrid are going to come back in this game. Now, I thought they were going to draw the game. I mean, end 2-2. I didn't think they were going to score 5 in that second half. Honestly, man. That's one of the best second half displays I've ever seen from a team. Genuinely, I'm not even joking. More specifically, that's one of the best second half performances I've seen from a player in my life. Vinicius Jr., what he did in that second half, a second half hat trick. He was non-existent in the first half. And in that second half, he was everywhere on the pitch. Everybody in front of him, he shredded them. Mbappe played a lot better in that second half as well. Was involved in the first 2 goals. Obviously, he had the pass to Rudiger, which was a great pass and a great header from Rudiger for that first goal. Who was just alone in the box. No one was marking Rudiger. I mean, that team, I don't know what the fuck Dortmund was thinking there. And in the second goal, obviously, I think he plays the ball to Vini, but he was obviously involved in the goal. Vini had an open net, and Mbappe was involved in the play. They called him offside at first, but obviously it wasn't offside. And then the game was 2-2. And then after that, man, who scores the third goal? Lucas Vazquez, who had a shambolic first half. A terrible first half. Just awful, man. And he comes back and scores the goal. And he's doing this fucking celebration. What the hell, man? Lucas Vazquez, who again in the first half was, he looked like he never played football in his life. And then to score that banger in the second half for the 3-2, it's genuinely insane. It's genuinely insane. And that fourth goal from Vinicius Jr., oh my God. I mean, the fifth goal as well, but that fourth goal, man, the fourth Madrid goal, his second goal. I mean, to run the length of the pitch, he shredded Emre Can, by the way, the whole game when he came in. But oh my God, what Schlotterberg and Emre Can, they had no idea what to do with Vini once he was running at them at full speed. And to cut inside like that and to place that beautifully in the far post, I mean, that's an amazing goal. And I've always said that Vini to me is the Ballon d'Or winner, and people say he's going to be the worst Ballon d'Or winner of all time. The dude's a beast, man. He's to me the best footballer on the planet right now. Honestly, he is. He's a monster. An animal, bro. He's insanely good. That was, like I said, that's one of the best second half displays I've seen from a player in my entire life. Genuinely it is. I'm not even being hyperbolic. I'm not being prisoner of the moment. If you watch Vinicius Jr. in that second half, he was doing everything. He was hyping up the crowd. He was getting involved. He was winning fouls. He was winning the ball back. He was tracking back. He was doing everything. In that first half, they were doing nothing. Him, Mbappe, Rodrigo, they were doing fuck all. They weren't tracking back. They were losing the ball constantly. But in that second half, I don't know what woke them up. Maybe it was Ancelotti. He raised his eyebrow in the fucking in the dressing room. I don't know what it was. But like I said, that second Vini goal and the fourth Madrid goal that he scored, I mean, it's insane. And then obviously the fifth goal, just to add insult to injury, he scores a hat trick and a beautiful goal as well. I mean, that finish. It was just insane, man. And like I said, for me, I think Modric looked so good in that second half. He looked completely different than he did in the first half. It's weird because he's an older player, so you would think he would look better in the first half because he has fresher legs. But he actually looked better once he was more tired in the second half, which is crazy. Fede Valverde, I've said it before, I think he's the best midfielder in the world. I think Pedri's close, but I think he's the best midfielder in the world. And what he did today, again, I mean, just the engine for that team, winning the ball back, doing everything on the pitch. Mbappe, like I said, to me, looked a lot better in that second half. Their whole back line, Rudiger played a lot better. Lucas Vazquez played a lot better. Militao played a lot better. Thibaut Courtois made a huge save right before the 3-2. Made a huge save that saved Madrid at that point. Or was it 3-2 already? I don't know. I think it was 2-2 and then Courtois made a huge save and then Vini scored that goal. Or was it Lucas Vazquez scored that goal if I'm not mistaken. So Courtois showed up. Their whole team showed up, man. I don't know what to say. I genuinely don't know what to say. And this is not the performance as a Barca fan that I was looking for right before they play us. You know, because this is the type of game that builds confidence, bro. This is the type of game that builds confidence. Madrid fans have been waiting for that one game that maybe can wake the team up. And I think this is that game. Because against Stuttgart, you came back in that game, but it wasn't like this. Against Leo, you lost that game. You know, you were losing that game and you looked terrible for the whole game. But today, to be down 2-0 in your stadium and to be thoroughly outplayed through 45 minutes and to come back in that second half and score 5 goals, it's remarkable, man. Honestly, you gotta applaud them for that because it takes heart. It takes heart to do that. And, you know, they could have easily just said, you know what, fuck that, we're not even going to try. Maybe they want to get Ancelotti fired, we're just going to want to lose this game. But they didn't do that. They didn't do that. And they came back and fought and won that game 5-2. I thought it could end 3-2 when Rudiger scored that goal. I thought it could end 2-2. I didn't think they were going to score 5 goals. 5? That's crazy, man. And again, like I said, Nuri Sahin, for me, the subs that you made were atrocious, man. Jamie Gins was everywhere on the pitch. He was everywhere on the pitch. He was cooking Lucas Vazquez in that first half. Just cooking him every time he had the ball. He was playing amazing. And you take him out. You bring in Emre Can in 2024 and you put him out right back to deal with Vinicius Jr., who's the most threatening attacking player in the world. What are you thinking, bro? Emre Can hasn't been good for over half a decade at this point. Honestly, man. How is he still playing for big teams in 2024? And the fact that Dortmund always find a way to bottle these games, I would hate to be a Dortmund fan right now because the same thing happened in the UCL. The scoreline wasn't the same because obviously Dortmund in that game didn't score a goal. But they were much better in the first half than Madrid. Now, they had a different manager obviously back then, but still, bro, maybe it's in Dortmund's DNA. It's like two different DNAs. Dortmund have the bottler, they have the bottling gene in them, and then Madrid obviously has the comeback gene in them. So when those two meet, I mean, it was just, you could not ask for a more perfect game. 2-0 and then 5-2. They bottled it, and then Madrid came back. I don't know what to say, bro. Again, as a rival fan, I was happy. As a Barca fan, I was extremely happy. I was like, oh my God, they're going to lose 2-0 right before a Clasico. They're going to get outplayed like this. We're going to cook these guys. We're going to beat them 5-0. But now that I see this performance, it actually kind of scares me a little bit because I don't want this team to gain any confidence. You know what I mean? I think Mbappe looked a lot better in that second half, like I said, and Vini, bro. Maybe this is what he needs to get him rolling because he hasn't been great all season. But today, I mean, that's the best performance he's had all season by far. It's not even close. And to score a hat trick, no penalties, and all 3 goals were beautiful. I mean, the first goal was a tap-in, but the other 2 goals were just amazing, especially that second goal, like I said, was just insane. I mean, if you've ever played football before, you know how hard it is to run that much and then have enough power in your legs to fucking shoot the ball and place it that beautifully in the corner. It's very difficult to do, and he did it wonderfully. So, again, for me, I blame Sahin. I don't want to take credit away from Madrid because they deserve all the credit in the world for what they did today. Because, again, that's not an easy thing to do. It takes a lot of heart. It takes a lot of fight, and they showed that today. So, congrats to them, I guess, because obviously it's difficult. Congrats to them because obviously they managed to pull it off once again. But, man, if you're a Dortmund fan, you got to be pissed. You got to be pissed because I think Madrid won this game, but I think Dortmund lost it just as much, if that makes sense. I think Dortmund are just as culpable in Madrid coming back as Madrid deserve credit for them coming back. I hope that I worded it better there. But, yeah, man, like I said, Madrid won the game. They now have 6 points in the UCL. This would have been a disaster, by the way, if they lost, because they still have to play Milan. They still have to go to Anfield. So we could have been looking at Madrid maybe not even qualifying in the top 8. That would have been crazy. But I think now they're pretty comfortably going to qualify in the top 8 after that game. And yeah, man, that's all I got to say. Again, the hate watch was going great until it wasn't. I was really looking forward to making this video and being all happy that Madrid lost. But can't do that now because obviously they got the win. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Barca fans, I know we're all sad right now because the hate watch was going great until it wasn't. I would have rather them just win like 3 or 4-0. Just be dominant throughout the whole game than watch that. Because that actually gave me hope that they were going to lose. And then they don't lose. But yeah, man, hopefully this is not something that like sparks them into becoming an actual good team because they haven't been good throughout the whole season, in my opinion. Maybe I hope this is not like the spark that they need to actually become good because they're playing Barca, they're playing us on Saturday. So again, not happy about that, about how this went. I still believe in Barca. I think Barca will win that game. But again, I would rather them go into that game with lower confidence and just with a loss. You know what I mean? But whatever, it happens. Barca will still handle them, I believe. But anyway, man, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I love every single one of you. And yeah, Real Madrid fans, also let me know what you think in the comment section down below because I know I have a lot of Real Madrid fans that watch these videos. And yeah, man, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.